So on the roads in Napa Valley, driving the 2026 Toyota Corolla Cross. Now the Corolla Cross has been for sale since 2022 model year, and now we're entering the 4th year of it being on sale. And what's new here is that they've introduced 2 unique faces, one for the gas model and one for the hybrid version. The gas version has a more so-called rugged looking, I think more traditional looking grille, while the hybrid version has a more color matched, more modern front grille that looks more like the rest of the lineup, like the Toyota Crown, the new Highlander, the new Camry. They have also updated the LED headlights so that now the chrome buckets that's usually there has been blacked out, so it gives it a more stealthy feel. And if you look all around, the headlights and the taillights are now LED, so that is standard regardless of which model that you get, gas or hybrid. So the Toyota marketing team is trying to emphasize that these vehicles can be used for these weekend getaways where you just take it out on like these long trips to go out camping. And as far as towing capacity, this is rated up to 1,500 pounds across all the trims, front wheel drive, all wheel drive, all of those are rated to 1,500 pounds. And 1,500 pounds may not be a lot, but you can tow your camping gear, but it's not meant to tow like a race car or anything like that. Now, as far as the interior goes, they did upgrade the interior of the Corolla Cross. Now it looks, I would say, more modern because they've updated the center console. The older one had like a more vertical separation between the driver's side, the center console, and the passenger side. And this one, the shifter has been updated, so it looks more like the more modern shifters. And I like how all of the buttons for the heated seats, the heated steering wheel, your auto start stop is more visible from the driver's perspective. Beforehand, it was more of a vertical orientation. And because this is the XLE version, so it has all of the bells and whistles. It has the 12.3-inch digital driver display. It has the larger 10.5-inch touchscreen with Toyota's audio multimedia system, and I think this is a pretty nice size. So standard, it comes with the 8-inch, which also works, but this just has more screen real estate, and I just think it looks a little bit nicer. And I just love how Toyota still retains physical controls for almost everything. The HVAC controls are pretty straightforward, and all of the buttons are physical. You still have dials. I wish there were a volume dial because here you have volume buttons instead, but I'll take what I can get. And there are plenty of controls on the steering wheel as well. But from an interior space, this is still a compact crossover, so the space between the driver and the passenger is a little bit narrow, just like the normal Corolla sedan. And in terms of second row space, you know, it's livable. It's not that big, about 32 inches of rear legroom space. It's going to be good enough for like a younger family or maybe just you know, a household of 1 or 2. So this section is right through Napa Valley, and the roads are fairly smooth. It looks like it's recently paved, but driving through with the Corolla Cross, this car feels very smooth, very comfortable. Steering is a little bit on the light side. So now going through this fairly straight stretch here, the Corolla Cross is just eating this up. You know, this car is meant to handle these road trips like this. This is a true road warrior, and it's a comfortable car. As far as road noise, I have the music off, obviously, and you hear a little bit of wind noise just coming through the front here, but that's fairly standard. Not a lot of noise from the tires. And now as we drive through the rougher roads, again, this is not that rough, but you can kind of hear my voice going up and down. So you do feel some of that imperfections on the roads being sent through the rest of the car. So this is not going to ride like a luxury car. So when the roads are really nice, it's going to be great. But when it's less than perfect, it's kind of shaky, kind of firm. The trim that I'm driving is the XLE, so the L's are the gas versions. And this is the front wheel drive one. So all-wheel drive is optional for the Corolla Cross gas. The front wheel drive version, this is estimated at 32 miles per gallon combined, whereas the all-wheel drive version is estimated at 30 miles per gallon combined. The specific one is still a pre-production or prototype, and currently it's reading about 29.7 miles per gallon just driving around town. Let's do a quick unofficial 0 to 60. And starting from a standstill, the auto start stop. Let me just turn that back on. Here we go. Slight uphill. We're at 45, 53, and 60. Okay, so it's not really official, but okay, it's decent. This is no GR Corolla Cross, obviously, but this is meant to be one of those cars for the first-time buyer when they're just getting out of college. So not a lot of power, but there is plenty of room. So the cargo capacity for this Corolla Cross is rated at 17 cubic feet of space. Now that's for the all-wheel drive version. I believe it's a little bit more for the front-wheel drive because you are missing some of that rear drivetrain components. And then when you fold down the second row, you get up to 44 cubic feet of space. Again, that's for the all-wheel drive model. A little bit more for the front-wheel drive version. Okay, starting from 0, auto start stop again. Here we go. Front-wheel drive power, not a lot of torque steer. And 60. So pretty decent. It's not going to win any races, but I think it's enough to get you out of a jam. As for engine performance, the gas models are going to have the 2-liter naturally aspirated 4-cylinder, and it makes 169 horsepower and 150 pound-feet of torque. Now for the hybrid version, you get a 2-liter naturally aspirated 4-cylinder, but it has Toyota's 5th gen hybrid system. So instead of a normal transmission, you have the Synergy drive. Basically, that's their power split device, and the hybrid is supposed to return 42 miles per gallon combined and can go 0 to 60 in 8 seconds. That's pretty respectable. So initial driving impressions, I'm pretty impressed with this small car. I think it rides nicely. The steering feel is pretty good. The amount of road noise that intrudes into the space isn't that bad at all. It does ride a little bit firm when the roads get a little bit bumpy. But I think the best part of the Toyota Corolla Cross is the price point. At around $24,000 starting price before delivery. And the hybrid is a little bit more. But in terms of the standard equipment, I'm pretty impressed with what you could get for that amount of money, you know, in the year 2025. And now I'm approaching my destination, but I want to thank you so much for watching up to this point. My name is Hanson. This has been the 2026 Toyota Corolla Cross. This is the gas version, and it's the XLE trim. And I will see you in the next one.